The following episode contains language and descriptions of violence and self-harm. It may not be appropriate for all listeners, but it was my life. Discretion is advised. What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to another episode of Roll Call with Chappie. I got another beast in the studio today, like always. Anthony's World, introduce yourself for them, please, bro.
What's up, everyone? I am Anthony's World. My real name is Anthony Williams, but everyone knows me as Anthony's World. I'm 27. I got 2 kids, just living the life.
A few more cars than kids.
a little bit.
Yeah, I did not know you were 27 years old. I was telling people that I knew you were under 30, but that's, when you guys hear a story, it's going to be pretty impressive how young he is. So you had just told me some cool stuff that I didn't know about you growing up. So we always judge people, bro, and I see you, all your cars and how you live, and I would think that you had a spoon-fed life your whole life, and that's the biggest misconception of people in the world, though. So I want to get into how you grew up, because I just learned that it wasn't like I figured. So what was growing up like for you, bro?
So growing up, my parents got divorced when I was about 2 years old. My mom moved to Texas, and so she lived in Texas. She was actually in the casino business. Okay. She was basically like wholesaling slot machines, essentially, and traveling all over the world and stuff like that. And so I went and lived with my mom, and later find out she was doing something that probably shouldn't have been doing. I don't know who was right or who was wrong, because can't really trust the government anyway.
For sure, so, especially nowadays.
So you don't really know who was right or wrong, but she ended up, when I was 13, going to prison for about... Well, I think she served 5 years, but she was sentenced to 7.
At 13 years old?
Yeah, I was 13 when that happened.
Wow, that had to be pretty tough, right?
It was really tough, especially because you're going from living this very, very like high luxury lifestyle. Like I did at that point. I was living. I was spoon fed. I lived in a gated neighborhood on a golf course, had everything. And then my mom, she was buying cars and living the luxury life. Like I could go out and just do whatever I wanted. And then when that happened, right before it happened, we were like forced to move from house to house because she couldn't afford like houses and stuff anymore. So we were like all of a sudden, like I remember not having power in the middle of like winter, and like putting logs that we cut in a house that we just rented. No way. Yeah, because we knew we were only going to be there like a month and a half before we couldn't pay the bills. And so like all that happened, and I don't judge her for what she did, because at the end of the day, she grew up with a very rough lifestyle. So she was just trying something to make sure that her kids got out of that lifestyle in a different way. And at the end of the day, like for my kids, if I had to, I would probably have done the same fucking thing.
She risked herself for you guys.
Exactly. And so she gave us a really dope lifestyle until I turned like 13, and that's when I ended up having to go live with my dad. And like my dad is like really, really cool, owned his own business, taught me a lot, but he wasn't the entrepreneur like that my mom was, I guess. Okay.
Did they live close by each other?
No, I went from living in Dallas to Long Beach, Mississippi. So a big city to like a small town city where like there's like 2 main roads.
Wow, it just gets more traumatic like hearing about it,
Yeah, it was, but not really. Like at the end of the day, like it just made me who I am. There's a lot of people that have a lot worse.
For sure.
And when I was in the situation, I took it as like, being 13, 14, like, fucking pity me. Yeah, you know what I mean? Sure. But at the end of the day, it made me who I am. So I was like, you know what? Like now I look back, I'm like, I'm not glad, but like,
that's how I feel about the 12 years in prison, bro. Like I was so mad. I never saw a reason for it. And it didn't make any sense to me. Now that like it's done and I am where I am now, it's like, it made me who I am today.
You wouldn't be here.
Yeah, for sure.
You might not be here doing this.
Yeah, for sure.
Meeting dope ass people, talking to some cool fucking people.
For sure. And if I had to do 12 years in program to get the phone book that I have right now, I'll do 12 years again every time. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a pretty sick phone book now.
Really?
Too. Yeah.
That's epic.
So, how did that go going with your dad then at 13?
It went, it went over, not too well, I would say. It wasn't bad. It was just like, it was a completely different lifestyle. And at this point, my dad is very religious. And so it's like, I went from living in a house that wasn't religious to a very religious household, not even being able to play sports, not being able to like in school, can't do this, can't go to parties, can't have fun, nothing like that. So I had to grow up. I had to go from being able to like hop on my skateboard, take a train to the middle of Dallas and skateboard, to pretty much not being able to like go to like really school functions.
Anything. Wow. Okay.
And it's not that like they didn't like shelter me and hide me or nothing like that. Like I had friends, I go out and do stuff, but it was just different. It was a completely different way of living. So it kind of gave me cool aspects of like that like complete freedom, what that freedom was like kind of like taken away, and then like how I had to like survive and do things differently, because I couldn't, like, they didn't have the money, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, living in that. He owned his own business, but you know how it is being an entrepreneur.
Yeah, a little business
it's
in a
not
small
easy.
town ain't too much either.
Yeah, so it's not that easy. So it just kind of like made me more of a hustler too, seeing what my mom was, you know, how she was hustling. And then I find out like I was like trying to hustle too.
Yeah. That's the same thing with me. Like when my mom left my dad, you know, like I went to stay with my mom and we were broke as shit. And I feel like that's what made me like a hustler that I am now today. And then even doing all that time when I sat in those prison cells and I would just like dreamed of like being able to have the ability to go out and hustle and do things. That's what makes me such a hustler today. So you can just transition anything into positive stuff when you're going through bad shit. Yeah. Well, real bosses can, and that's where you win in life.
I was selling candy bars at school and shit.
Really? Okay. I love hearing about these entrepreneurial stories.
Yeah.
I was never like that at all, bro.
Really?
No.
Dude, I was, so when we lived on the golf course, even though my dad and my mom handed me everything just about, I literally we lived on the golf course and behind us there was a pond. And of course, you know, if you play golf, golfers are fucking horrible at golf.
Yeah.
So we would go in the middle of the night, me and my friend, and we would go in and literally fish out these golf balls, take them in, clean them up, and then resell them back to the golfers. And these golfers would pay $1 a golf ball.
For sure.
We made $5,000 in one summer.
No way.
Yeah, I was 11 or 12 when that happened. Made $5,000 one summer.
Damn.
And I was like, yeah, and then I took that, went and bought a shit ton of candy bars, and then went to school and sold those. And sold gum
like
and
slinging
candy
drugs
bars.
For drugs were a thing.
Yeah, man.
But it's the same concept, bro. Just like I said, sales. Life
Even
is sales.
Business. Business now, it's the same concept.
Yep, everything is. It's all the same concept, and like sales is sales. Just like I used to say, like when I had to get my cell door popped open, you know, like I had to sell the fact to whatever CO was to open my door. You know, life is sales, and everything is. You know,
every great entrepreneur started out a drug dealer.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm firm believer in that.
Yes.
Every great entrepreneur started
So
out as a drug
you're
dealer.
getting into high school. How did high school go for you over there?
I dropped out when I was 15.
Same here, bro.
Yeah, I dropped out when I was 15. I was playing football, and basically it got to a point to where, my dad let me play football for a year, and then I ended up like hurting myself, and then other stuff came along, and they were like, "You can't play sports anymore." And then I was like, well, fuck this. I ain't going to school then.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, though, because my dad told me one thing. And this is like the one thing my dad told me. He said, you can drop out if you want, but you're coming to work with me. And he pretty much told me your wages is to live in this house.
Wow.
And eat. And he said,
Tough love right there.
And so I was like, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
You know, I thought I was going to get to drop out and do whatever the fuck I wanted.
What was your next move?
No, yeah, right. And so I went and that's what happened. I went to work with him. And then when I turned I think it was 16, 17, he started paying me $8 an hour.
Okay.
Until pretty much for 3 years, he paid me $8 an hour. I might have been 15 when he started paying me.
So then you moved from Mississippi to Arizona after that?
No, I just moved to Arizona recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened after that then? So getting out of your high school years.
So yeah, out of high school years, I started trading when I was 17, day trading when I was 17 years old. And
how'd you get into that?
I had a friend of mine that I went to high school with, and he was like a few years older than me, and our middle school with, and we just kept in touch. He lived in Dallas, and he was a few years older than me, and then he basically was driving around a Maserati at 19.
Yeah.
And I was 17. And I was like, yo, how the fuck are you driving a Maserati at fucking 19 years old? And he's like, oh, I traded. Little did I know he was a fucking MLM company. So it was bullshit. He was just making money off people signing up for shit. But I didn't know what I was doing, so I thought you had to sign up to this company to trade.
Okay.
And so it was complete bullshit. But then I sat in my room in my dad's house making pennies. And I got so hyped. It was my first day trading. I made 3 cents. But they charged me 7 cents for the trade. But I was so fucking hyped that I made 3 cents.
Unless you're like, I'm gonna figure this out though.
And that was that moment. I was like, yep, I'm never working a fucking job.
The light bulb started going off. That's what I always click about. Once you can get that light bulb to go off, people are untouchable once they realize that, and the light bulb goes off there.
It was nuts. It was nuts.
So, and a lot of people don't know how big trading is. I don't even know that. So I was kind of curious.
Forex trading. So I'm a Forex trader.
Would you say that's your biggest income from all your businesses?
Not anymore.
Okay.
Not anymore. Because we've gotten to a point to where we have so many corporations and so many companies that I actually don't trade as much as I used to anymore. Because we have so many companies.
Yeah, and I think we need to let the people know here too, not even how ballin' you are, bro, but 488 Ferrari, 720S McLaren. You got the Eleanor GT500.
Yep.
What was that new Porsche you just bought?
It's an old school Porsche.
Look like a fastback or something like that.
No,
right?
the GT is a fastback.
Okay.
It's an '86 Porsche 911, and then I have a BMW E9 as well.
Yeah, so 26, 27 years old,
27.
just rolling like that, living in Paradise Valley. It's literally unbelievable. Just to give you guys some kind of perspective on what you're listening to.
I do all right.
Yeah, for sure. So, so where'd you take the day trading then? After you started making pennies, then what?
So I just put my head down and I fucking grinded. And then it was actually kind of crazy. So I was still kind of working with my dad. Me and my buddy got our own place, and like now I started working. Moved out to Texas. Literally slept in my car. I shit you not. Like moved out to Texas because I knew there was more opportunity here or in Dallas than there was in Mississippi.
God, this is a real struggle story, bro.
My dad and them
crazy.
Basically they didn't kick me out, but they were kind of like, you need to do something with your life.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am. You just don't see it yet. I am. And so they were like, okay. So I literally hopped in my car. I think I had one credit card. And $360 to my name.
Damn.
And I hopped in my car and I used my credit card to get to Dallas. The first night I got in Dallas, my buddy was like, hey, you can come stay with me. I left my car out and I got towed.
No.
Yeah, and it cost me $300 to get that fucking car out of tow.
Ouch.
So I had $60 to my name, and I was sleeping in my car.
And when you think about that, was 7 years ago?
Yeah, about
8 years ago maybe, but yeah, still
7,
like
8
not
years
that
ago.
far long ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
Wow.
And so, so I ended up like having to sleep in my car, and did all that, got the car back, and luckily I had that credit card. And so I was listening to your podcast, and you're like, you got any car sales? And so what I did is I went and I went to a dealership that my buddy was working on. He's like, I can get you a job selling cars. And I said, dope.
All the best dudes come from car sales, bro.
So I went and I sold cars. I sold cars for 2 weeks.
Okay.
I made $2,000. They handed me my check. I said, I quit. I'm out. Still sleeping in my car. And I went and put that into an account, into a Forex account, and I put $1,500 into the account. I turned $1,500 in 2 weeks to set like $16,000, $17,000 is what I did. And I pretty much out of my car at Starbucks on my phone.
No way. How are you learning this stuff?
Well, I've been learning this like years.
Just reading, or like how are you
just
figuring this stuff out?
Experimenting. Because this is like 4 years after I started.
Okay.
So I've already been trading for like 4 years, but obviously losing money, not making money.
Yeah.
And so, I turned that, and then I ended up withdrawing $5,000, got myself into a place, got myself an apartment and everything like that. And then I quit the job and I went full-time Forex at that point. Damn. And then I like just reduced my risk, and I was literally just making like $3,000 or $4,000 a month, but enough to pay my bills.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what I was doing. And that's what I was doing at $3,000 or $4,000 a month, just trying to make that off $10,000.
Damn, now you're making that in like 4 seconds.
And so that was like my introduction to like, okay, like I actually can make money in Forex. I can do this. And this was about 4.5, 5 years after I started trading.
Wow. And I always tell people, it's like once you get a little bit of traction and confidence, it's like I feel like
it was game over.
So once you started making a little bit, like even though you're only making a few grand a month, you knew like the potential, and you're like probably the traction got going. And you're like, this.
And
is
then I
be a
started
wrap.
building an influence on Instagram, and then people started listening to me, and then people started asking me into the next. They were like, "What are you doing?" And because I'm in all these groups, right? And all of a sudden, it's like I'm telling people my story, like, yeah, I finally got to quit my job, everything like that.
Yeah.
And so people started paying me to teach them. People used to pay me $200 to teach my strategy, and I would literally teach them for 2 weeks for $200.
No way.
And like that's not that much money, but I would have like 2 people. I'm at 10 people sign up, and I would do it like that. And it was just
2 G's, yeah.
$2,000 for like 2 weeks. Then I'd run it and sit. And then all of a sudden I started building myself a cushion to where I could start trading more capital and creating more businesses. And that's where it just started finally. Like it was a snowball effect. Like it was not stopping at that point.
Okay. So what do you get into right after that when you start making money? What's your next venture now that you're making money doing that? You're still in Dallas, right?
I was still in Dallas. My next venture pretty much was still teaching people and calling trades for people. Like as in like not calling trades with them, but saying like, hey guys, like I'm taking this trade, and they'd follow me and they'd pay me. And then that started blowing up to a point to where I got to a point to where like I was making $25,000, $35,000 a month.
Okay.
And I was like, damn, I need to do something with this. I was making like $25,000, $35,000 a month. And I was like, okay.
How good did that first feel, bro, coming from where you came from? You know,
it felt great. I mean, I was too young, I think, for the money. I definitely was. Like I said, I was going out pretty much making stupid money, and then I'd go out and drink every fucking day. I was 21, 22 years old, living in a penthouse in Dallas. Like I would just I would make my money by 9 a.m., go downstairs. There was this little coffee bar joint. And every morning after I would get done working at like 10 o'clock, I would go down there, and there was this older black gentleman, and he would literally just play chess all day. And so I would go down there, and I would start playing chess with him at 10 o'clock. And I would just play chess with him for hours and drink and get obliterated.
You could have done some lockdown time then if you could chess.
Oh yeah, I think chess is I have chess piece tattoo.
Oh, really?
It's the game of life. If you can figure out how to play chess, then you can figure out how to make shit happen.
You are absolutely right. All the smartest dudes in the joint are all good at chess too.
Yep.
So they play in they play in how you play in like SMU, which is like Supermax or Maximum Security. You ever heard about this? You'll draw like a chessboard in your cell, and I'll draw one in my cell, and we just number it out.
Really? My one of my good friends, that's how me and him used to play. He taught me how to play.
Yeah.
He was really young, and he like beat a chess like master, and pretty much he taught me we used to sit back and we'd be doing stuff, talking and playing chess in our head.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's smart though. Damn, so you didn't do the 12 years in prison, but that's making 25, 30 grand a month. I mean, like that's I can just compare it to my life. Like, and I remember when I started making, I had my first 20 grand a month, I was just like, holy shit, I can do this, It's just like we said, the light goes off me, and I'm like, all right. Once you get that going, then you realize, all right, I got that. Now it just gives you confidence with anything else in the world, right?
Yeah.
So what do you do after you're making 25, 30 grand a month? Because I know you do 6-figure days, like it's one of the style.
So what we did is actually, I came down to Arizona, and this is how I live in Arizona. I came down to Arizona, met my fiance, and basically we were like, you know what, let's leave Arizona. We go and we moved to Colorado. And then I found out she was pregnant with our first kid, like not a few months, but like probably like a year after that. And I was like, oh shit. And so I'm still making like 25, 35 grand a month, but I'm like, I need to do something with this money because I have a damn kid now. I have a kid coming and all this. And I remember sitting there, and I was like, do you trust me? I told her, I asked her this, do you trust me? And she was like, yeah, with everything. I said, okay, go get a job. And she's like, huh? And I'm like, go get a job. And she's pregnant at this time.
Shut up.
Yeah. And she's like,
this story's insane.
And she's like, okay, no questions asked, nothing along those lines. No questions asked. I mean, could you imagine making 25, 35 grand a month and asking, to go get a job?
Yeah.
And she literally went and got a job at Target, worked full time at Target until she was 7.5 months pregnant.
No way.
And I literally invested almost every dollar I made into a big tech company that we have. And to this day, I don't ever this is the first time, no one knows what the company is. We don't tell anyone what the company is. It's a huge tech company. And I invested every dollar for 7 months. One of my partners did too. And we ended up building a fucking massive tech company.
Really?
And didn't even know what we were doing.
No way.
But now, we started off with just me and Q. Q Banks is my business partner.
Yeah,
now we have
shout out to Q Banks.
Shout out to Q Banks.
Follow me back, bro.
Now we have in here in America, we have a full tech team overseas. I think in America we have how many employees now? 20 something in America, 20 something in full-time employees, and we have about 180 overseas.
Damn. Mm-hmm. The coolest thing about that is when you see your wife or fiance, how you guys are rolling and living now, and it's like the fact that she put in the work with you. You know what I'm saying?
She did.
She get a job, so that's cool.
She put the full work in.
She deserves all that like crazy.
She does. And I remember, and she was like, she didn't question it. And then that was the moment, and all of a sudden, I'm not gonna lie, it was scary because I invested, and I had no idea if we were gonna make it back. I mean, you're talking about within 7 months, I invested probably $140,000, $150,000, $160,000 into this company. And I mean, it was kind of humbling for me because I went from living this luxurious lifestyle, driving nice cars, still to pretty much we sold the cars. We had one car.
No way.
Lived in a townhome. I went from living in a penthouse, lived in a townhome in Colorado. I mean, it was still a nice life. I mean, we did whatever we wanted to, but I went and just invested.
Dude, you have
everything.
done some shit in your young ass life. Jesus
I have,
Christ,
man. I
bro.
have done
I'm
some
serious.
crazy shit.
And I don't feel like there's not too many people, not even one up my lifestyle, but to where I'm just like, holy shit,
We've done a lot of crazy shit. Conrad Loverboy, aka Loverboy over there, he's been with us for the last 2 years now, and We've done some crazy fucking shit in the last 2 years.
I was just saying, even in the last 2 years, right? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, man. I'm even at a loss for words
Now
right
we're
now.
starting like companies left and right. Like I think right now we're sitting at about 19 companies that we own, and we're creating about we'll probably buy and consume probably about 6, 7 companies for the rest of the year.
No way. And where do you learn all this shit from, bro?
I don't fucking know. I just make it
reading or
happen.
just talking to people
No,
or what?
I don't
Like-
read. I don't talk. I don't listen to podcasts. Like it's weird. I listen to one
You
podcast.
have to do one of those. Yeah, who?
Andy.
Give a shout out
That's
to
the
Andy for
only
selling.
person, and I started that like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
But I don't like. One tip of advice that I can offer to anyone in the world: if you could do one
Look at
thing
that
in
one and
life,
tell 'em, yeah.
which one? That one?
Yep.
Okay, one thing in life, and this is something that I did that I owe, I think, all my success to. Not all, but a lot of it. There's a book called The Magic of Believing by Claude Bristol. I listened to that book for about 2.5 years every single day. If you fast forward it, you can listen to it in 4 hours. And I listened to the book every single day, even if I was asleep.
Really?
I would have it playing, but I listened to it every single day for 2.5 years.
Okay.
And I completely tricked my mind into thinking that I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing stopping me. I can do anything because I just have this ultimate power of belief in myself that whatever I say is going to happen and it's going to come true.
That's real.
And
man.
I think I owe it to that book.
Yeah. Well, I always share this too. We all have that.
Yeah.
It's just finding it. You know what I'm saying?
it
People
is
just
true.
quitters. Some people won't even find what they really have inside
Yeah,
of themselves.
the people that fail are the people that give up.
Yep. Absolutely.
Everyone has their successful aha moment at a different time in life. You know, and I say successful very loosely because I'm still at a point where I don't think I'm even remotely successful. But like I'm fucking hungry.
Yeah, there
like
you go.
I am hungry.
That's good.
For this. Like I see other people, like, you know, I look at like Andy for sure, and I'm like, man, fuck this motherfucker.
Yeah,
Like
yes.
I got something to chase for now.
Yeah.
Like I'm coming for your ass. You better watch out. Like
Seriously.
that, like I look at a lot of fucking people that are like doing really big shit, and I'm like, I can do that fucking too.
And I'm saying, like I said, we just talked about too. Like you think Andy's, you know how big he is, dude. That dude is another fucking level, bro.
Well, I'm
like
coming.
literally another level.
I'm chomping.
Same thing. That's what I told him when I was talking about the podcast, bro. And we were shooting the shit about the podcast. I was like, no offense, dude. I mean, my podcast is gonna be bigger than Joe Rogan's and yours.
I
you
love
know?
that.
So, but that's how I am in life, you know.
I love that.
So, I want to get into how tough was it with your wife working while she's pregnant, and what are you doing? Are you trying to work on this company or doing?
Yeah, I'm
other?
just building companies at that point.
What's
I'm
the
literally just
relationship like?
building
Because
companies.
dealing with a pregnant wife on top of her working at Target.
Back then, I mean, she's a trooper. Like
For
you have to
sure.
meet her. She's a trooper. She was
really
very
wanna
like.
meet her now,
Now
yeah.
I will say, like, I did spend an hour a day making sure the house was clean when she came home.
For sure.
Because I worked from home at that point. Like I
Okay.
had a full office set up. Like I had multiple screens and stuff like that.
Damn.
And so like I would
Just for the trading?
Yeah, just for trading and stuff like that. And so I was making sure like that I cooked and the house was clean and all that. I was the Mr. Dad or house dad or
Whatever,
something.
house mouse or something
Yeah,
like
whatever
that.
the fuck you want to call it. But I did that. I made sure that I put my work in that part too.
Okay, cool. So after you guys had the kid, then what? You're still just doing the trading stuff?
Still doing the trading stuff. Still living out there, and then
You have
all
two
of
kids
it-
now, right?
I have 2 kids now, and then all of a sudden, the company that we were working on started really picking up, and it started blowing up. Bigger and bigger and bigger, and we started getting more contracts. We started getting higher net worth clients and individuals, and so we started building that up. And then like we left that house, we moved into a bigger house, and it was like weird because I went from paying like $1,700 in rent to like now paying $2,800 in rent. Stayed in that house for like not even 3 months. And literally, I was like, all right, we're going back to Scottsdale.
Nuh-uh.
Went back to Scottsdale, and I got a house that was like $5,000 a month. Literally like cost me like $5,000 a month at this house, and I was like, oh shit, this is getting steep. But all I noticed was it just motivated myself, and then this all happened within like 7-8 months.
Wow.
So I went from like making like spending all my money to like being able to then buying the McLaren. Within 7, like it happened so fast. It was 6 years,
Yeah,
5
your
years
turnarounds and
of
shit is just
constant
insane,
grind.
bro.
7 months. Within 7 months of that constant grind, and it finally paying off, we went from like 20 grand a week to 50 grand a week, 100 grand a week to like just fucking I'll never forget the moment we were like first time we fucking made like 200-300 grand in a week, and I was just like, holy shit balls, like what
Yeah.
the fuck is going on? I didn't have
Seriously.
no fucking idea. And I was like, I'm gonna go buy a trust fund and get an attorney. And that's
No
literally
way.
the first thing I did. The first two things I did
Damn.
was went and got an attorney and a trust fund.
You know, because, dude, it's crazy how similar but so different our stories are, too. Because I always say, like, even right now with, like, my life, bro, there's, like, everything I'm doing is just, like, I'm winging it, bro. Because
yeah.
there hasn't been someone that's done what I've done before, and there's no one to really get advice from it. You're in the exact same boat. Like,
well, you always wing it.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
that's fucking life. Like I'm over this stigma that people really think that people like me or other people like me have this shit figured out. I'm here to fucking tell you, we don't know. We don't have a fucking clue of what we're doing.
at all. Yeah.
No, there's zero clue.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All my projects, bro, I still, like, I'm 50-50. Like, I could go one day, I think it goes this way, and the next day I think it could go
Yeah.
like this. You know, and then I'll
And
have a phone call, she's mom, I'm like, oh, shit, maybe we should do it like this way, you know?
Yep. And you get emotional as shit.
Yeah.
And I'll be up and fucking down. I'm like, Jesus.
Oh, I was a psychopath.
I have
yesterday, but-
no fucking idea what I'm doing.
Yeah. Damn, that's
Like,
cool, bro.
It is. It's fucking. It keeps me on my toes.
So was the McLaren the first exotic
McLaren was
whip
the
you bought?
first supercar.
Okay. God, that whip is dope, too, bro.
Yeah. I still have it. I've been trying to sell it for like a year.
Have you really? Even right now in this time?
No. I mean, like I can sell it. I just
Okay,
can't
yeah,
sell it. Like I can't
yes.
mentally let it go.
Yeah, for sure. The color combination on that thing is perfect.
That and I don't need the money. So I'm like, why would I get rid of it? You know
Yeah,
what I
for
mean?
sure. And
So
plus, you might as well just start collecting cars or something like
that's
that.
what I've been doing. Yeah.
So I was listening to some, and I don't know why, just like really reminded me of you on this too, but I was listening to that Ed Milet's like famous speech on the way over here too, you know, where he's like being the one, you know what I'm saying? And it's like the one of your entire family tree that changes the entire generation.
Yep.
I'm the one for my family, dude, and I clearly can tell you're the one
Yeah.
on yours. And like, how much does that stuff drive you too? Because I got out of prison, bro, and like, not a single person, no offense to my family, I love my family, but neither side is successful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I came out of prison, started making more money than all of them like overnight. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And that's because I want to be different, break the mold for my family too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it motivates me. Like I was just back in my hometown for the first time in 5 years. When I was that's why I just came back. And like they were like, "Oh yeah," asking me all this stuff and like I was just like and like even like my grandfather, he was like so like, is it expensive to live out there? And I was like, yeah. I was like, you know, I pay a pretty hefty note to live out there. And I told him what I pay, and they're like, he looked at me about how to hard
was
tag,
share, huh? Yeah.
and I was like, it's, you know, I was like, but it is what it is, you know. So like for me, you know, it's been a really cool about a year and a half ago, I got to retire my dad, and that was cool. Like he gets to. I mean, he works with me, but like he wants to work, but like pretty much retired.
You
him.
retired your dad, you're 25 or something?
And when I was 26. I was 26 when I retired my dad. And then like my mom is the one that's she's really successful now.
What was to say? Yeah, where's the mom now? And how's that
She's in
relationship?
Dallas. It's better. You know,
Okay.
we have a good relationship, especially now that we have kids, that I have kids. And so
You
she's
understand
like,
a lot of it too now.
yeah.
Wow.
And so I understand a lot. And, I kind of resented her for a long time, but now I understand it. But we have a very good relationship to where I can kind of be like, yo, chill the fuck out. Like, cause it's like that mutual understanding of like,
For sure.
like she's my mom, but like I'm also gonna keep it real. Like, yo, you're being fucking crazy. Chill the fuck out.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
So
You guys both
that's a
went that
good
struggle together too, you know?
Yeah, so like that's good. But it's motivating, you know. I got to buy her a car. And not that like she does really good. She's one of the project managers of a huge company.
Wow.
A janitorial company. When she
Okay.
got out of prison, she went to scrubbing floors.
No shit.
Yeah, at a Tostitos factory.
Okay.
She went to cleaning floors, and then she worked her way all the way up to project manager. She does multiple six figures working from home now.
Damn, that's cool, bro.
Yeah.
Just shows that just because you're in prison, for all the dudes listening to that are in prison right now, that if you don't want to be successful when you get out of prison, it's your own damn fault. There's nothing wrong.
Facts. My mom says that she owes a lot of her, like where she's at now, to that structure that happened.
Same, bro. Like, and you know what's crazy? When because I did a lot of time like slam down on like maximum security prison cells and shit, and like, I couldn't stand it, and I was like claustrophobic, and I hated it. And now it's like I'm so glad I did that much time because a lot of dudes.
Really?
Oh yeah, because well, here's the difference. When you do. It's easier time when you do time on like a minimum security yards, but like those dudes, it's like a camp, bro. They literally go to, you have a job in city, there's nonstop drugs all day. You could play basketball 12 hours a day if you want. Whereas like me, I was like sitting in some little tiny concrete cell like all day long with thinking about what I was going to do out there, you know, like trying
hard
to brainwash.
mentally, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's like, it gives you an absolute like hatred for prison where the other guys that were on like were playing basketball and working in the city, they're like, Prison sucked, but it wasn't that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would rather die than go back to prison for another 24 hours. But like, I couldn't do another second in another cell. So I feel like it literally worked in my favor. Although I hated going through the prison time like that way.
Yeah, my mom, it was Fed time, so she was kind of like, my mom's crazy. Like, she's crazy motherfucker. She'll tell you. It's like people like start shit with her. She's like, I've been to prison. I ain't afraid to go back. She said, you better watch the fuck out. And I just die laughing because it's crazy. That's
especially with chicken. People don't say it to me because I'm so big. So luckily, I don't have no drama just because I'm so damn big out here, dude. But I can imagine some shit like that.
Oh yeah. And she's dope, man. She's
that's cool. Do you have any other brothers, sisters, or just you?
Yeah. So I've got 2 brothers from my mom's side and 1 sister.
Where are they all?
From my 2 brothers are in Dallas, and my little sister's here because my dad just moved out here.
Okay, good relationship with everybody in the family and everything? Damn,
yep, it's dope. It is. We have a very good relationship.
Are they all successful? Do any of them do business with you?
Just my dad.
Okay.
Just my dad. He works, I retired him, but he kind of works for me. He's at one of my offices right now, just kind of fiddling around.
Dude, how much shit do you do? I'm like literally still blown away.
We have a lot of companies, you know. We have, I mean...
What keeps you going? I'm being serious because you could like put what you got right now.
We actually just talked about this on the way here.
Going on autopilot, bro, and still just print money.
Yeah, we talked on the way here about it, and it's just like, man, there's something like I could retire right now. I 100% I could. Like I have enough cash flow. I have enough companies.
You could retire and live like a baller too, still.
But like I don't know. I'm that weird person. Like I'm creating this brand right now just for the hell of it. Like I like creating shit.
Yeah.
Like I love.
You remember
creating.
Cody Alt a lot? You know Cody, right?
I've never met him. I've talked to him a few times on Instagram, but like I've never met him. But like, it's just how I am. I just like creating shit.
That's smart. I wish I was creative like that. What's up? Any other new projects coming up right now? You want to talk about this?
This brand right here coming out. It's gonna be mostly a hat brand, but it's kind of like it's called Living Icon.
Okay.
And for me, it was like I wanted to create something that I want to make an impact in the world. I want to see people wearing my shit. I want to make an impact in this world. I mean, I have with business, and I obviously have a lot of followers, and I inspire people, but I want people to realize that they can do whatever the fuck they want. And I was sitting there one night, and I was drinking with my buddies, and he literally was like, he said something. He's like, damn, you're fucking iconic. And I was like, yep. I was like, a fucking living icon. And that's how literally, and then I called my assistant, and I was like, buy the domain. She was like, it's $7,000. I was like, I don't give a fuck.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I was drunk.
Yeah.
I was like, and then she texted me the next morning and was like, you were drunk. So I didn't really buy it, even though I told you I did. I was like, buy it now.
Nuh-uh.
And that was it. And so I created this brand purely out of passion.
Okay.
Just to make sure people can realize, like, everyone's a fucking living icon. You're a living icon. You're iconic. Everyone has an icon inside of them. And like a lot of people put, icon as they are dead or almost like they're older, like people that are died, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's like we're writing our own history right now. People don't realize we're writing the fucking history books for what's to come. And so it's like, I don't want to sit here and idle all these other people. It's like, I want to make sure myself is good, the people around me, and they understand that. So creating this is purely passion. Okay. Spent way too much money on it. Went out and bought printing press, embroidery machines and all that. Don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But I'm going to figure it out.
Sure.
We are mostly tech.
Okay.
Mostly tech. We're creating a journal app right now. It's like all about journaling. An energy drink.
Okay.
We're in between the different names right now, but mostly it's Infinite E.
Okay.
We're thinking about that, but creating a really healthy energy drink. I drink a Celsius every day. I see the Celsius.
Yeah,
I drink one every day, and I was like, man, I can make this better.
Yeah,
I think. And so we're creating an energy drink right now. So just a lot of cool stuff like that. And
I also want to get into before drinking stuff. So you're not sober. You do drink somewhat, because here's the deal. I'm sober, and a lot of my audience is sober, but there's other people that do drink, and they don't have to not drink, but they all want to try and regulate it, and that sometimes it does create a problem for them drinking too much. Yeah. And your little rules I thought was kind of clever for a lot of these people.
It's my new rule. Like, I'll be honest with you. I've been saying I'm going to quit drinking for the last 2 years. I'm bad.
I said it for 30 years, so it's all good.
I'm bad at it because, it's one of those things. Like, I get done working by 11 o'clock. I go work out at 12. I'm done. And so it's like, after I want to go sit at the bar and eat some wings and, life is fucking good. So I get why people want to drink and I want to drink.
Especially when you have a bank account like yours, you don't have to go to work.
Yeah. I just go fucking sit at the bar and fucking
celebrate
drink.
every day. Yeah.
Exactly. Every day is a fucking incredible.
Celebration for sure.
And so, I noticed that. And then it kind of, and I can honestly say this, I'm not saying that I have a drinking problem, but I probably have more of a drinking problem than I don't have a drinking problem.
Okay, yeah.
I can say probably in the last 6 years, I've maybe not drank 25% of the days.
Yeah.
Like I've definitely drank in way more days than
You know
I
what's
haven't
crazy,
drank.
and you don't realize how many people have those same type of thoughts. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm telling you, when I was at Frisella's pool, and it's crazy. You always get the dudes that are like, once they get a little drunk, then they want to come over and have the heart to heart. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, how do you not drink, bro? Like I want to do that so bad. You know, I'm like, I just fucking do it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you just got to do it. And so what I started with now is because I'm not going to quit drinking because I have over 700 bottles of whiskey. I collect whiskey. Like I enjoy liquor. I enjoy it. But I'm also not the bad drunk, the angry drunk. I don't know that. I get like super like motivated and I'm like, yeah. Like we go to a club and I'm like sitting there tipsy and stuff and I look over at Conrad and I'm like, yeah, can I just buy this place instead of like being here drinking? Yeah. Because like I get inspired when I drink. And so that's kind of another reason is it helps my creativity side.
Okay.
And so, but my rule is right now is only drink the last half of the week. Okay. And you know, so Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I definitely will not drink. Thursday is iffy, but if I drink because it's usually date night because we don't have the kids on Thursday night.
There you go.
So if me and the girl want to go out and have a cocktail or two, I'm not gonna say no to that.
Treat her for those nights she worked at Target for you and stuff.
Exactly. So I'm not gonna say no. But then it's like, okay, then on Friday I won't drink. And Saturday, like if I'm doing something, I won't drink. So it's like my goal is to only try and drink on the weekends and don't drink during the week.
What's your rules on Sundays? Because that was my favorite day to drink when I used to drink the Sunday fun days, bro.
Honestly, like I'm so focused right now. I don't know what it is, but I got back from that little like trip and I'm fucking laser focused. And so like lately Sundays are all about fun for me, Sunday fun day. But lately I've just been like, all right, I'm going to get ready for the week.
How are you, being serious, how are you so focused being like how quick and how much money you started making so fast? Like, is it your legacy you want to leave here? What is it? I'm being serious.
I'm hungry. I want to create the people around me. Like my goal is to get everyone around me to at least make 6 figures a month. If everyone around me can make 6 figures a month, like I'm like, okay. But man, I enjoy it. I enjoy coming and doing the like
grind
the podcast,
and stuff and figure shit out and stuff, right?
Yeah, like it's if I didn't have the business, I'd like die almost. I feel like, you know what I mean? It's like I just want to grow in every aspect of my life. And I truly believe that, I know a lot of people say this, maybe they do, maybe they don't, but like I believe that if anyone can change the fucking world, it's me. And so like my goal is like to change the fucking world. And I'm starting with my close friends and family and the people around me and trying to grow everyone around me. But it's like, I truly believe that like I can be the person to inspire, grow, and change this shit. And so like, I'm going to try my best to do that. So it's not always about money and business, but I've learned that sometimes it takes like evil-ish things to create good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, I'm willing to put myself through the shit of grinding and making a fuck ton of money because I know I can, to then use that money to change the world.
Yeah.
And that's like what I want to do.
That's what Fleischman talked about. It's like money doesn't make you happy. Money makes it easier to help people and save the world. You can't save the world if you don't have money.
Yeah. Like no one listens. Like I hate to say it, but no one listens to the broke guy.
Yeah.
Not trying to be an asshole.
No, you're right,
but like it's the fucking truth. In reality, it's purely the fucking truth.
Like we have friends that are broke, but we're not going to take life advice from your broke friend.
Yeah, you're not going to take it's like I'm not taking financial advice from someone that's not a multimillionaire.
No one would have taken advice from me until I started making money. You know what I'm saying? Now people like want to know it. I'm like, what the hell?
So like sometimes it just takes the asshole. There's a saying. It's like, he's like sometimes I think it's in like that movie Dracula. And sometimes he's like sometimes the world doesn't need a hero. Sometimes what it needs is a monster.
Wow.
And I was like, damn, like that one hit me hard.
That is real.
Like that one fucking hit me hard.
So here's another thing that I work on like learning too. Do you like write out goals, or do you write out like where you want to be next year, or do you think where you want a company to be, or how do you do with all that?
And that's another weird thing is like everyone asks me that. Like for the first time I'm attempting to do the 5 critical tasks that Andy talks about, and I started it but never finished writing all my tasks down. I will occasionally go on like a crazy spree of like writing shit down and writing goals, but like I don't ever look at them again. I don't write goals down. Like I guess I don't know. I'm just that different entrepreneur.
You're the anomaly, bro.
Am I?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like does Andy write his goals down? Do you know? Like does these other people, do they write their goals down? Like I don't have
Andy's
a goal.
probably an anomaly to the rule too, I think, honestly, but I think 98% of other people do.
Like I don't write goals down.
I don't either, but I think most people do. And here's the thing, a lot of people like you want to read and do all this stuff. Like I need to do all that. I don't do any. I'm like you a lot. I don't read. I don't do any type of shit. I'm just a hustler, and I just bet on myself, and I'm gonna figure it out. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. If there was a stock in Anthony's world, fucking buy that shit.
Right?
Buy that shit.
Make it go public, bro.
Yeah, I need to do that. So yeah, I just fucking bet on myself, and I make it happen.
Okay, so then where do you get your new ideas from for companies? Do people like now propose stuff to you? Or is it all the time by you, or is it all started by you?
All the time.
Do you invest in companies now when people pitch stuff to you?
Not really.
Okay.
We actually like that's one big thing that like me and Q pride ourselves on. You'll never see us promoting something that like is not us.
How'd you meet Q?
The internet.
Really? Okay.
Internet's gold, the internet,
bro.
yeah.
Like I teach classes on that, like how to use Instagram, because you could use it for good stuff to making connections like us, or using it to dudes getting out of prison to hook up with their old buddies and go right back to prison. You know? Yeah. Do you remember the day I met you?
Yeah.
At Austin Lewis's studio.
Yep.
And I was just like, I was walking in there, and dude, I'll tell you, after I quit my job, I was like, I've been watching, like, bro, I'll throw you in the mix too. You, Jason Poston, Andy Frisella, Tommy Vex, all dudes that are my homies now. And I remember, like, I was watching all their stories for years, and I was like, I'm literally a finance guy in the car dealership, and I'm like, I got to get out of here, dude. How am I going to, it felt like I knew I should be kicking it with those dudes, but I wasn't. And then, like, when I finally took the leap of faith and just went there, and then it's like, it felt like almost overnight, dude. And then it's like I'm chilling in circles with these dudes, and just like, but if I don't take the chance of quitting my job and like betting on myself, I would have never known that. I'd still be sitting there looking at those damn stories, mad at myself that I'm not there.
You gotta jump and build the plane on the way down.
And burn the bridges too, right?
Yeah, shit, yeah.
Absolutely burn the bridges.
Yup. Go. That's crazy, man. It's a dope lifestyle though. It's wild, you know, like. And I truly do believe there are some people out in the world that like some people can't handle. Like there's days I contact Loverboy and I'm like, bro, I give up, I'm quitting, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Like I have those days.
Bro, I had one yesterday, no joke. And I messaged, talking about Jason Poston again, but I just had the shittiest day ever. I just got the new America's Best Platinum card, and it's 2 weeks old and they already have fraud on it. All type of bullshit. Like I had this carpet cleaning come home to clean my carpets. It was just one of the worst days ever. And I'm like, and I'm never one of the dudes that like looks at Instagram for like motivational shit. You know what I'm saying? I put out the motivational stuff usually. And I happened to just look at Poston's story, and he was like giving one of his little ranches, and I was like, dude, that shit just fired me up, you know. And I DM'd him right after. So I was like, I literally needed to hear that shit, and I never need to hear something on Instagram today. But that's what it's for. Instagram
happens. Yeah. I think Instagram is one of the greatest business models there, like businesses out there right now.
It absolutely is, because it can connect you to people that if that wasn't there, you would have no connection to them.
If you aren't utilizing Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all these other social media platforms for your business, you are seriously lacking.
Absolutely.
You are missing out on probably 60% more revenue.
At least, yeah.
At least.
And there's no telling, dude. It's funny, when I first got out, I hated social media. Mm-hmm. So I've only been doing the Instagram thing for, I think, a couple years now, you know? And at first I would just do it. I would just do like stupid golf posts or something. But I didn't even think there was a business to it. Yeah. We've talked about it forever.
Yeah.
And I thought about it, and I was just like, and then I saw these dudes making money on Instagram, and I'm just like, there's no fucking way these dudes are going to figure this out, and I'm not going to figure it out. And that's why I left. But that's
there's money to be made in Instagram. Like me and Q, we've started, multiple companies, and we just launched Top Tier Trader 7 months ago now, 8 months ago now, and we literally like took the industry.
Pitch that to people. If any people want to get signed up for that, could you do some of that stuff?
Top Tier Trader basically is a prop firm for the Forex space. What it is if you can prove you're a good trader, we will fund you with up to $200,000, all the way up to $2 million, and we'll fund you, and we're basically creating a virtual hedge fund.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And funding and licensing traders and everything.
Damn, how old's Q?
He's 31.
Okay.
31, 32.
Dude, it's two young ass bosses though, huh?
Trying to be.
Yeah. And you just DM'd him through Instagram or what?
We started trading like right around the same time, and then he actually blew up like way before me. He blew up. Yeah, he blew up way before me. He was killing it. I mean, killing it, but like in our spectrum now, not really.
For sure.
But he was doing really well, probably making like, I'd say 100, 150, 200,000 a month. And he was like killing it. And that's like, he started blowing up more and more and more. Okay. So.
And then any advice on how to get people to, because people always ask me like, how do you get so-and-so to respond back to you? Or how do you get so-and-so? Like even.
Don't be fucking annoying.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't be fucking annoying. I get so many messages a day, and it's just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Honestly, the little shit that I would say that it makes people stand out is people when they share your shit. I want to see, like, if you share something that I have and tag me in it, I'm going to see that more than a message. Like I probably have 15, 25,000 unread messages.
Yep.
And every day I probably get 50 to 100.
Yeah.
I can't keep up with that.
Yeah.
I got shit to do. Like I can't.
Or if you want to help him too,
that.
that's what Jason always says right now. He's like, ask me a question in my comments. Because
Yes.
one, it brings your comments up for your algorithm. So if you're trying to get in with a dude like that,
yes,
help him out.
Share or post, like all that stuff. Like
I've done that, bro. What I'll do is I'll literally share that's why I started. I think probably how I got in with posting. Who knows? But like, I'll take one of his reels or one of his stories I get and share it on there, and then I'll write like a note on it for my thing.
We see that shit more because it pops up in our notifications.
Rather than sending a random DM that's probably lost in your unfiltered ones.
Exactly. And so like all of that happens. So that's what I would say is just start doing stuff like that.
And that's how I met you on Instagram. I forgot to tell the end of that story, but I went to Austin Lewis, the student. I saw you right there. And God, I got so sidetracked. That's what I forgot to say this. But anyways, I quit my job and I just walked in there and I just started meeting some cool people. You know, like Ian went from Patriot Clothing. It was like one day after another. And then I'm going into Austin Studio and I see you there and I'm like, Jesus Christ. Now Anthony's World's here too. And then I walked up to you. I was like, what up? And you're like, I'm Anthony. I was like, I know exactly who the hell you are, bro. I've been following you for a long time. And all the dudes, bro, you got the reputation. They say that you're the youngest, most genuine, like richest dude in Scottsdale, bro. Like literally. So
well, that's what they say about me.
Yeah, very good reputation. The genuine's the biggest part about it too, though, bro.
I try.
Because there's a lot of pieces of shit that have a lot of money in this world.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
look at the big fucking wigs of the fucking world. Let's take them down though.
Yeah,
we're gonna take
absolutely.
them down. Fuck that.
Dude, this is fire. I want to give last thing here too. Any last bit of motivation for dudes that are in prison or getting out of prison to try to get to where you are? Because you didn't do the prison thing, but you're like, I would argue that your life struggles are harder than mine.
Nah, not even. I wouldn't say even close or comparable. Honestly, I think the biggest problem with society in the world today is it's a pity me mentality. And I think at the end of the day, you need to realize that, like, if you did fuck up, you fucked up. Get over your fucking shit. Because at the end of the day, like, no one's, like, people, like, think that other people hold grudges and shit. No one fucking holds a grudge these days. We got other shit to do, especially when you're a grown-ass fucking man.
Yeah.
Like, you got shit to fucking do. So own your shit, apologize, say I'm fucking sorry, and then just fucking do it. Like, I fuck up every day of my fucking life.
I say sorry more now than I've ever said in my life, bro.
Yeah, like I fuck up every day of my fucking life. And it's like, I'm sorry that I fucked up, but it's like, okay, now let's move past it and let's just fucking go.
And don't do the same shit over and over again. If you fuck up and do something right, don't do the same shit the next day.
Learn from your fucking
mistakes. You can't keep saying sorry for the same exact thing every day. You know what I'm saying? We all got to evolve and win there too.
Just fucking, just be and be a good person.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, just try and be a good person. Be the best.
That's the main thing right there.
Yeah, it's just be good and be honest and be authentic, and don't let your circumstances be who you are.
Another huge thing that I'll give you a little shout out and credit for too is I feel like it's real tough. Poston does this perfectly, but I feel like dudes that have status and money like you, and to be like, because I don't know you that well, but I can tell like you're a legit family man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like really
try
all about your family stuff, and that's another cool thing too. A lot of people will get douchey and they start making money, and then they're just all about other women or just being shady with that. Like it's all about like family and just being a good, genuine person, bro.
Having fun. And like we just went on a 3-month cross country road trip, and I could have afforded to obviously fly private to each place that I wanted to.
Yeah.
But instead, we hopped in the fucking car and drove.
Damn, that's dope.
Like, and so like you got to have those experiences. And I mean, I got a, like I said, I got a true gym. Like, she knows I'm like, I told her this morning, like, I'm gonna be home late, but like she's like, get your shit done.
Shout out to Anthony's wife for working at Target, just being so dope for him too.
All right.
Pitch into your last stuff, bro. So tell people how they can find you, media outlets and all that stuff, please.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram _Anthony's World _ I promise you, I won't message you first. I won't ask you for money, none of that stuff. So if I ask you for money, I promise you it's a scam account. You can also find me on Instagram. On YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music podcast called Anthony's World. And then we do something really cool every Monday. It drops every Monday called a mini cast. It's about 4 minutes long.
Okay.
And so we drop that every Monday. You can listen to it on Spotify on your way to work or whatever you're doing.
Bam.
So
dope, bro. Thank you for being here today. I think these people got a lot of shit from this. I know I learned a ton, so my audience better learn some. If not, they don't want to learn themselves. You know,
I think we should. I need to get you on my podcast.
Yeah, I'd love to.
And then let's reconvene. Like we'll do like maybe like yearly or
let's do a 6-month checkup. 6-month checkup.
6-month checkup. Just get and see where each person's
I love it,
at.
dude. I'm not joking. I'm like I knew your story was pretty cool, but it just motivated the shit. I mean, like hearing how you came up and to where you are and being so young, it's like I'm not even joking. I can't even still wrap my mind around it, bro. So
I appreciate it.
It's thank you again for being here, and everybody go follow him. Thank you guys again for tuning in to another episode of Roll Call with Chappie. Thank you guys. Love y'all.
Peace.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe wherever you get your podcast and leave us some feedback. We would love to know what you think. You can find everything discussed in this episode and more in our show notes below or petermeyerhoff.com. I am Peter Meyerhoff, and you've been listening to the Roll Call with Chappie podcast.